I'm so sorry for waking you up. I'm Sarah. I'm gonna be your nurse for tonight. Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. The doctor gave me specific orders to come in and give you an evaluation and just check in on you. It's about 11 o'clock p.m. Yeah, I think according to the other nurse, you've been sleeping for like an hour or so. Yes. So to start the checkup and everything, I did just want to write some notes on how you're feeling. So I'm just going to be typing those out. Do you have any pain right now? And have you had any pain medication within the past hour? Okay. Yeah, the nurse said that you had taken Tylenol. Sorry, I'm typing. I want to write everything down. I'm still listening to you. Okay. And do you feel sick at all? Nausea, headache, anything like that? Okay. And then if you had to rate your pain on a scale of 1 being not like any pain at all, and 10 being the worst pain, what would you rate it? A 3. Okay, not too bad. That's good. Okay. So I'm just gonna get started with the checkup and everything, and yeah, I'm just here to check in on you and make sure everything's okay. So I do have a few measurements to get and everything, of course, but you're probably used to that in the hospital. So okay, I'm gonna start by listening to your heart, if that's okay with you. Okay. So I just have my stethoscope right here. And I'm just gonna put this on and I'm gonna listen to your heart, okay? So I just need you to just relax. Are you doing okay? Okay, good. Did a great job. Your heart is sounding nice and strong, so that's great. Any chest pain that you've been feeling at all? Has your heart felt like it's racing? No? didn't hear anything like racing heart or anything like that, or anything abnormal. Okay, so next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to take your blood pressure. So kind of like the same thing, but I'm gonna be putting a cuff on your arm, and you're gonna feel a little bit of a squeeze. You're probably very used to this in the hospital, but I always like to explain to my patients what's going on. So I just have my blood pressure cuff right here, and I'm gonna take a listen again with my stethoscope, and I'm just gonna have you take a deep breath in and a deep breath out for me. Good. Okay. Okay. So this is just gonna go around your arm. Do you have an arm that you like better to have this on? Okay. So, just gonna feel a squeeze here. Did great. So your blood pressure is within normal limits. And the other nurse told me that your blood pressure was a little high on first shift. So we'll just kind of monitor that throughout the night, okay? But right now it's great. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on my gloves really quick. So I'm just gonna get a few more vitals on you. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take your temperature. So I have my thermometer here, and this just goes right below your tongue. So I'm gonna have you open wide for me. I'm just gonna stick this right below your tongue. Bit, it will click when it's done. Have you enjoyed your hospital stay so far? Great, I'm so glad. If you need anything tonight, just let me know. Okay. Good. So your temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So great. I'm just gonna record that. Put this down here. Okay. So next thing I'm gonna do is look into your mouth and your ears. So, have you had any hearing loss since being admitted to the hospital? Any hard time hearing? Any issues with that? No? Okay, great. Alright, let's just take a look and make sure that your ears are clear here. So I just have this little flashlight here that I'm going to be looking with. Just look here. Don't see anything. Good. Now I'm just gonna have you open your mouth as wide as you can and go ah for me. Okay. And again, once more, go ah for me. Okay. Looks great. And I'm just gonna feel around your mouth just to make sure I don't feel any bumps or anything like that. So you can just keep your mouth closed and relaxed. Yeah, I don't feel anything, so that's a great sign. Any issues swallowing? Okay. Speaking of swallowing, would you like some water? Okay. I forgot that I had this here. Patients always like to drink some water. Good. Okay, if you want that at all during our exam, then just let me know. I have it right beside me. Okay. Next thing I want to do is just check your eyes and make sure that they're reacting to light properly. So how we do that is we just shine a light into your eyes. It kind of sounds weird, but so I have a flashlight here and I'm just going to be shining this into your eyes. If at all it feels uncomfortable, if you feel like your eyes are hurting at all, please let me know. Have you had any issues with seeing anything? Maybe watching TV and you notice that your vision's a little blurry? No? Okay, great. So I'm just gonna check, make sure everything looks normal here. So what I want you to do is just look straight at me. You can look in the background or straight at me. I prefer just looking wherever you're comfortable. So this flashlight can be tricky. Okay. Alright, so looking straight ahead. Okay. Can you look at my finger for me? And look at my other finger here. Good, now just look straight ahead for me. Great. So, I don't see anything abnormal. Your pupils are dilating correctly and reacting to light correctly. So that's great. So I'm just gonna type that here. Okay. So, I did notice that you have a wound dressing on your arm. arm. Let me see that. Yeah, so I'm gonna change that out for you. I believe my notes said that you had that since yesterday. Does that sound correct? Okay. So it's important that we just change it out to make sure that it doesn't get infected or anything like that. So, and actually before I do that, I'm going to hang or change your IV as well, so we can get some new fluid running through you. So I just have my IV back here. I'm just going to hang this here, and I'll attach it to your arm here. Okay. So, for your wound treatment, I'm just going to move my computer here so I have a good place to work. Alright. So, first thing I'm going to do is just put this down so I don't get any stuff anywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to be irrigating the wound. I have some water in my syringe here, so it might feel a little bit funky, but oops. How did you get this wound? Really? Oh my gosh. Okay. It's looking like pretty much healed, but I think we should still keep a dressing on it. I'm just gonna be wiping it with some cotton pads. Q-tip here. And let me know if this hurts or it becomes too much for you at any point. Are you okay? Okay, good. So I'm just going to be covering it with some gauze here. I already have it open. So I just have some gauze. I'm going to be covering the wound. And I'll tape it up for you. Scissors here. I'll put like 4 pieces of tape. If it starts coming off, let me know. Last piece. Okay, perfect. That should hold pretty good for you. Just gonna cut off any excess gauze here. if you keep hearing that truck noise. I don't know what they're doing. Okay. Clean up my area here. It's so annoying. I don't know if you can hear it, but how are you feeling? Good. I want to make sure you're feeling okay. We're almost done and then you can go back to bed. Okay, so I did that. We changed your wound dressing. So before I get you cleaned up a little bit, I did want to just give you some medication for your pain. I know it's at a 3, but we try to prevent the pain from coming back. So we want to keep you medicated so then it doesn't end up coming back. It's good that it's at a controlled level right now. So I just have my medication here. Open this. So I have 4 pills here, and I have some water for you to take them with. Okay, so I'll give you one at a time here so you don't choke or anything. Okay, here's one. Go ahead and take a sip. Here's 2. Give you a minute to swallow that. Okay. Here's 3. Ready for your last one? Here's 4. Good. Okay, we're all set with that. So before I clean you up, I am going to check your heart one more time just to make sure that it hasn't raised at all while I'm doing all this stuff. So I'm going to check that really quick and then we'll get you cleaned up and ready to go back to bed, okay? So just relax for me like you did before. Go ahead and relax. everything sounds perfect. Okay, so let's get you cleaned up a little so then you can go back to sleep and I won't disturb you until the morning. So I first thought that I could wash your face a little bit. So I just have a washcloth here. And I'll just gonna wash your arms a little too. Yeah, you want another drink? Sure. Go. Okay. So, I will put moisturizer on after everything, but I did also just want to provide some mouth care for you. So I have a toothbrush here. And our little basin where you can spit. And then I also have some toothpaste. Okay. So go ahead and open wide for me. All the way in the back here. Go ahead and spit. And go ahead and spit. Great. And I'll give you a little bit of water. Go ahead and swish that around for me. And then you can go ahead and spit again. Okay. you have something else. But I did want to apply some moisturizer to your face. It's pretty dry in the hospital, and patient skin is always just super dry, and then that can lead to different infections and breakage of the skin. So okay. So I'm just going to be using some CeraVe moisturizing cream. Oops, that was a lot. Okay. Okay, and I'll apply the rest on your arms, the excess. Okay. Do you need anything else from me? Are you thirsty at all? Do you need more medication? Is your heart feeling okay? Okay, and is your pain still feeling at a 3? A 4? Okay, so that medication should start kicking in about, I would say about 30 minutes. Maybe a little less because I gave it to you like 10 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up my notes here. And the doctor did not say when you're going to be discharged, so I don't know that. I would talk to him tomorrow about that if you see him. Hopefully it's soon for your sake, but you've been a great patient. Okay. You said your pain's a 4 right now. Okay. I think that's all I have for you, okay? If you have any questions, concerns, or something comes up in the middle of the night, please let me know, okay? Alright, I'll see you when you wake up. Alright, have a good night.